hello. It has been a while since your girl has done like a teaching video or anything, and so today we are going to talk about wealth versus poverty mindset and how it doesn't matter what your circumstance is, you can absolutely overcome it just by changing up the way that you're thinking about your current circumstances or situation. The other day, by the way, this is Wesley. Wesley is a single Sagittarius, so if anybody's looking here, all right? Wink, wink, love him. The other day he was over at my house, and him and I got deep into a conversation about wealth and poverty because I grew up in poverty. For those of you guys that know, I grew up having absolutely nothing. And it's not just about what you have either. It's about the love life. It impacts your social life. It impacts every single aspect of you and how you are applying yourself. So the other day I was feeling down, and he came over and cheered me right up and reminded me, well, not even reminded, but illuminated for me, I would say, that, I really am living a very wealthy life, and I need to stop identifying, with poverty, because it doesn't exist. It's vibrationally, physically, everything, it just doesn't exist around me anymore. But it did for so long that even though I was experiencing a wealthy lifestyle, I didn't recognize it, and it really took him pointing that out for me to recognize that. So today we are inviting him on the YouTube.
My first time.
First time, yes. So if we look nervous, it's because we both panicked before coming live. But
For sure.
yeah, so anyways, he has a lot of wisdom to share. I know that he personally helped me repair just something within my credit that came up right away. It was just, I paid my car off, and it made my credit score go down by like 30 points, you guys. I started crying. I was crying. It was bad.
Yeah, like credit can do that. It's ridiculous how it's not very intuitive and stuff, Like,
It's not. It's completely opposite. So keep in mind, as a spiritual being, it's important for us to not only master this physical realm and this physical experience, but also the etheric experience. So you want to have one foot in between both realms, and that's ultimately how you stay balanced. But we're not here to talk all that spiritual talk. We're here to talk money. We're here to talk mindset. And we're here to talk about all the good things that better your life and put you in a different position here to really be making more money. Yes, like body dysmorphia, financial dysmorphia. Are you watching my video? Okay, I love you. My kid just like yelled out the door that he's watching the video here. But anyways, so let's go ahead and just kind of start. What is the difference between a poverty-stricken mindset and a wealthy mindset? First of all, I want to start by saying, real quick, that wealthy people can have poor mindsets.
yes.
And poor people can have very wealthy mindsets. You have to make sure that the energies match, and that's why I wanted to say one foot in the etheric, one foot in the physical, and really mastering the both is how you're going to succeed in this lifetime. So, let's go ahead and start with what you feel like a wealthy mindset is.
So I grew up kind of like a little bit spoiled as a child, and not like over spoiled or anything, but definitely on the wealthier side of life. And then in high school, that all changed with the 2008 recession, and I kind of got to live like a poor lifestyle as a child. And then I went on my own, and for like the last 10 years I've been kind of obsessed with money and thinking about all this. And
he's incredible with stocks and everything else, so he loves this stuff.
I'm just like a finance nerd, I guess.
Yeah.
My mom, grew up studying finance, and so like I was interested as a child, and then just got even more interested. But I realized more and more that like wealth it's so misinterpreted in the world, like, and it totally is a mindset. It has nothing to do with how much money you actually have.
Right.
You know, like that is totally. You can be a billionaire and honestly extremely poor.
Extremely poor. All your relationships are poor. Every aspect of your life may be poor except for the financial aspect, right? So again, it is about mindset here. For me personally, I came from poverty, so I didn't even know that I had to develop a mindset, and I also didn't know that poverty was a mindset. So when I was learning all of this, it was kind of a relief, like, God damn, okay, I can change my circumstances. And that's why I'm sharing this all with you today, is to let you know you can change your circumstances. You can change anything that you want in this reality and in this world. It looks like I'm really bright. Are you magnified on your side too? Yeah. I feel like we look like glowing vampires right now. Anyways, do we look like Twilight on our end? I feel like we look a little Twilighty. Start calling you Edward.
Little
Edward,
sparkles.
right. Okay, so we here, I want to, let's start here. Hold on. I took a bunch of notes because I wanted to start somewhere. So first I want to start by saying that the poverty mindset here is a mentality that is truly selfish, not just to you, but to others as well. It's actually a lot more self-absorbed and narcissistic than the abundance mindset, than a wealthy mindset. So when you are worried about how you're going to be viewed in the world, I want you to think about the self-care and the self-love, and versus, you know, a poverty mindset. They look for instant gratification, and I know that for a fact. I even shared something last night in my Sagittarius video talking about, you know, don't burn a hole in your pocket. Like my grandpa used to always say that to me, because the instant I got money, I wanted to spend it, because in my mind, I had nothing. I had nothing. So if I didn't go and get something right away, immediately, you know, I like wouldn't be satisfied in life. And so again, it's more narcissistic because you're not treating yourself with respect. You're not treating money with respect. You're not treating relationships with respect.
Yeah, I think there's like an overwhelming push in society or something to like think about money as money and like I want as much as I want, but really to me it's always represented something else. It's represented power, it's represented what I can have, right? Like, so you want to, like, a poor mindset wants to spend that money right away because they want like something out of it or something, whereas as a wealthy mindset, you're gathering that money, trying to think of like what that represents in the future, like what can I do with that, whether it be like investing or something, you know. It's more, how can I take this money and build something of happiness for me? Like some people spend a lot of money on things. I've never understood that. Like I'm more of a minimalist. Like I'd rather not have stuff, I'd rather have experiences.
So
like I'll spend
that's
money
the
on
most Sagittarius
experiences
thing I've heard.
because
okay,
like to me that's
showing.
like actual like worthwhile stuff. And I like, I'm very careful with that, right? Like I'd rather travel for, like to a different place or something, and not eat at all the expensive restaurants and stay at the expensive hotels. I'd rather do less so that I can have more places to experience, because to me, like, that's where the wealth is.
It's about the long-term results, not the short-term results.
How many places can I get to in my life, right? Like, can I hit 100 countries? I can't do 100 countries staying at
in a mansion,
5-star hotels or anything.
Yeah.
But I can hit 100 countries by like going and meeting real people and staying in like cheaper places, or
actually embodying the experience of the human experience of not knowing and not being in control 100% of the time. A wealthy mindset does not care to be in control because they understand that failure is just a new opportunity to succeed. They understand, you know, all these different things. So with the poverty mentality here, your mindset is fixed on a very strong belief that things are hard to get. They're hard to attain. Okay, you are a victim to your own circumstances, to your financial problems, etc. Everything in life is a struggle. It's just an uphill battle. It's not fair. You know, we can't afford homes. We can't do this. We can't do that. And, you know, it's not, none of that is real here. You can change your mindset and you are in control. You do have the ability here, but when you're driven by all of this fear and the fact that there can be no contentment for you, that you will never be content. Like, let me tell you right now, if you buy that brand new 2022 I don't know. Give me a car.
Ford Bronco. I know a ton of people who are stoked about the new Ford Bronco.
Okay. Difference of opinions here.
Okay, Lamborghini. You want something more
No,
expensive? I don't know.
more people value Lamborghinis. Let's just say like a Mercedes Benz. There we go. Okay, so the fully loaded Mercedes Benz, you know, that is going to be a temporary satisfaction. I don't see you enjoying that fully loaded Mercedes Benz when you're 90 years old. I just don't. At the end of the day, you're not going to give a fuck about that car. And so it's not that you can't have these things, right? It's about recognizing what quality they bring into your life and what value you give them, okay? Value is important because we kind of give value to everything.
Wealth is living off of like your money making you money or not having to work. You know, it's like moving from the working class to the wealthy class is no longer having to work to survive. It's you're able to just choose exactly what you're doing, you know?
Right.
And some people have to save up enormous amounts of money and retire with, you know, millions and millions of dollars to say they're retired. And other people retire when they're 30 years old because they live on less than $40,000 a year, and they're actually wealthy by definition because they're living off of the past money they've, you know, but they have a much simpler lifestyle, and they've grown accustomed, like they learn to love, to live within their means to a point where they don't have to work the rest of their life, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas some people are like, I need the boat, I need
the yacht, I need the jet
I need the
skis.
Mercedes rather than the Honda, like I need a new car rather than an old car, like all these different things.
You're looking at it from a poverty mindset because you're coming at it from, if I attain this, I'm gonna look wealthy. Why are you trying
Keeping
to
up with the
look?
Joneses.
Yeah, why are you trying to
Best
look
way to become
a certain
poor.
way? That's the the best way to become poor. Exactly. That's the quickest way, and it's actually showing that you don't have a wealthy mindset. You have a mindset of competition, of lack, of if I attain this, I will finally meet some sort of like standard, and I'm gonna fit in. And that's just not the truth. Actually, you can have all of that and not fit in at all. You'll still be hated by people. You're still an arrogant ass. Like, you know?
A lot of people, I remember growing up saying like it's about the journey, not the destination.
Yes.
And I never understood that. I was competitive. I was like, no, it's about winning the race. It's about getting across the finish line first. And it took me a long time to realize, no, it really is about the journey, not the destination.
Yeah.
There is like, when I think back to a childhood, I'd play with Legos or Lincoln Logs, right? It was so much fun to build up some city or some, you know, thing that I'm building with my brother. And then once it was built, it was like, okay, now what? Like, this is boring. Like,
Right,
what,
like
I actually
next.
want to play, like, pretend like cars are going back and forth. Like, no, then we just, like, destroy it, right? It'd be like, okay, Legos against Lincoln Logs, and we just, like, it'd all be about destruction. So it'd be like, building is the
fun part of
fun
everything.
part.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
So, like, it's not, once you get there, it's like, whatever. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey of how you live to get through life.
Exactly. And it's exactly what you said. Like, how much time do you spend building up that little tower, too?
Oh, like hours? I mean, sometimes days, just depending on, like, you know, what toys,
Perfect,
what.
exactly. So most
I
of
didn't
the
grow up
time,
with video games. I grew up playing with stuff like that more.
Blocks.
With my family, outside and
Okay,
blocks
well,
and
I grew up
stuff.
KOing people, so. All right, your girl Mortal Kombated some ass. Okay.
Definitely grew up
Katana! Okay. Anyways, so I really want to focus on poverty mindset right now. I feel like that's 99.9% of the world. I mean, are you in the top 1%? No. So you probably have a poverty mindset, and there's always room for improvement. Now, it's always the people that there's a lot of people that think they have a wealthy mindset, and they're like, I know everything I need to know. And that is not a wealthy mindset. That's actually going to create blockages. And you always want to be surrounding yourself by, you love Mortal Kombat, same. But yeah, you want to always surround yourself by really smart individuals. In my videos, you hear me talking about, surround yourself with who you're inspired by. Wesley inspires me. I love his knowledge on finances. I definitely lack that knowledge, or I'm looking for a little more direction within that field, and he's able to provide that. Now, in return, I provide him with all the spiritual woo-woo shit that I talk about, and he's like, oh yeah, I finally watched one of your YouTube videos.
I watched a couple of them now.
But yeah, it's just great. Like, our friendship here is mutually beneficial in a way where we're both following our own pursuits and dreams, but at the same time, we're able to come together and really benefit from each other's wisdoms that we learned on our own individual journeys. So socializing is really important. If you are not inspired by your friends, stop hanging out with them. If your friends are not talking, credit and hiking and nature and everything that they love, if they don't have that sparkle in their eye, it's because they're dead inside. And, it's not your job to fix them. That's actually a poverty mindset as well. Oh, I'm going to donate money to the homeless person and film it on camera because it makes me feel good. It gives me some sense of satisfaction. Okay? When knowing damn well that you didn't even have the money to give that person because you're poor.
Yeah.
You have a poor mindset here. And so it's like, what good did you really do?
Like the whole feeding of, you can feed a fish for a day, or you can teach a man, you can hand a man a fish, feed him for a day, you can teach a man to fish, he can feed himself for a lifetime. But
exactly. You could lead a horse to the water, but you can't make the horse drink.
Yeah,
no matter what, it's you having to do the work.
So true, yeah.
So, okay, let's go ahead and talk here about the poverty mindset, and then we're going to switch into how to shift that into a wealthy mindset, okay? So a poverty mindset or poverty traits here are feeling guilty as soon as you buy something, being constantly worried or talking about it often, or being constantly worried about money or talking about it often, having a strong just dislike of rich people for absolutely no reason other than they're everything that you want to be. Me, okay? You guys know I've shared that so many times on my channel here. I used to fucking hate rich people. They'd pull up in a Porsche. He pulled up in his Tesla. Well, no, you have your truck today, huh? Actually.
Yeah, truck today.
Yeah.
That's a whole other story about what happened to my Tesla.
Oh goodness. Making decisions based on fear. That is a poverty mindset there. Thinking small rather than thinking big. So basically thinking small would be like, okay, well, I'm just going to settle for a 4-bedroom house because I can't afford anything else. You just totally told the universe that that's what you want. That's what you're settling for. That's it. Thank you. And the universe like, okay, well, good luck with that. You're going to be back for more. You're going to want more, and you're always going to be unsatisfied because you were unsatisfied in the first place. You set yourself up for a smaller goal when you're limitless. So let's see here. Poverty traits. What would you add?
So with this, like, poverty mindset and everything, like, especially when this said, like, hating, like, the rich, I hear this all the time. Like, and I think there's rich people to hate and there's rich people to love. Like, there's people who have financial, like, money wealth, and do tremendous things with it. And there's those who have it for all the wrong reasons. And so I hate it when people just hate the rich for being rich, because to me they totally miss
the projection,
the point. Like, and money, it's not about how many dollars it's the influence you have, right? Like, the amount of money you have, to me, has never represented like, oh, you're rich and you should, like, distribute it. No, that's the power in society that you've gained
through becoming one of those unbecoming one of the statistics. 99.9% of the world, again, are in poverty because the 1%. So how can you balance out that number a little bit? Well, you have to work on yourself. You have to turn within. You have to put in the time and work.
Yeah, there's like 2 examples. Like Jeff Bezos, he went from being, just not rich, okay, but like to super rich. He grew up like poor, but like normal, I guess. But he just, I feel like, searches for money. Like, that's just what he cares. He just wants growth. He just wants a bigger company. And then there's Elon Musk, who grew up, not poor or anything, but like not super rich. And then he's always been trying to change the world. That's what he wants his wealth for. And like, I think Elon Musk is going to become
will argue with you that
so much more
greedy,
wealthy.
though.
Well, yeah, and like, you can say whatever you want about any rich person. Like,
right.
There's definitely like,
but ultimately,
whatever. But like, to me, like, Jeff Bezos just wants to get rich. Elon Musk wants to get rich because he wants to go to Mars. He's
he's got goals.
He's like, I'm headed somewhere crazy and I need insane amounts of capital to make that happen. So that's like his goal.
But capitalizing on top of all the stocks right now, which is okay.
But it's like, and you can hate like any rich person, but
you can't hate other people for your risk failing.
You have to.
You can't blame others either for your investments not succeeding. So everyone that I see sending hate towards Elon, I'm always like, oh Lord.
You made me lose all of my child's college education money, because I invested in crypto at the wrong time. And I'm like, well, that's your mistake. Like, you were just trying to follow the rich. No, like if you're gonna become rich, if you want like a wealthy mindset, it's not
That's
about
a
the
poverty
money.
mindset. Get
Yeah.
quick rich schemes.
It's
Poverty mindset.
Yeah, it's about what can I do to benefit my life. It's like, how do I invest in myself, right? You can invest in money, you can invest in a house, but how do I invest in myself if I do stuff today to make my future better? Or I can just live for today.
Right.
And then tomorrow, I didn't do anything in the past to help me today, so where am I?
Right.
You know, like most
Exactly.
people who become wealthy sacrificed a lot early on to get wealthy. They didn't just become wealthy. Like, you know, all these rich people, they went years without making any money. They went years living in poverty before they finally figured it out.
Right. So here's the deal. When we go through, again, rich people can be poor, okay, and poor people can have a wealthy mindset. So how do we overcome that? That's the point of this video today. We just wanted to share a bunch of different kind of backgrounds. Everyone knows my story. I came from the hood, from the ghetto in California, so you know it was ghetto. He came from wealth in California, so you know it was wealth. like we grew up in completely different neighborhoods, and somehow we ran into each other here, and yeah, we have a great friendship here. But anyway, so number one, you want to be resourceful. You want to create efficiency in everything that you do. Understand that a rich mindset, a wealthy mindset, knows the goal to gaining a surplus of is to gain a surplus of resources so that you can later use them. A surplus of knowledge and wisdom so you can later apply it. It's about what you're gaining right now in the moment and how you apply it in the future. That is step number one. And the way to challenge yourself is to create literally some sort of 30-day checklist and doing it every day, sticking to it and checking it off every day. It's going to create a healthy habit for you.
Habits and like consistency, that's the best way to do it.
Correct. A poor mindset will immediately see a surplus as an opportunity for consumption and an inflative lifestyle. Okay? So a poor mindset, again, is we see things as an opportunity, like, oh yeah, if I become friends with Carissa, I'll get all the clout that Carissa has. You know what I mean? Like, it's an opportunist. It's a very negative, low vibrational, low intentional mindset.
And it might work temporary.
Right.
Short term.
Everything
but
does in that
long-term,
mindset. Right.
It's not going to work out.
No, it doesn't.
Long term, it's going to be people who are just looking for genuine connection.
Right.
You know?
Right, absolutely. So, step two. Now we want to start to really use our resources again and apply them. So whatever resources, whether it's wisdom, experience, it's actual trade, it doesn't matter what it is. You want to use your strong suits and you want to actually be able to apply these here to gain the momentum forward. Again, that's why I suggested that like a checklist, just a daily checklist. I don't care if you freaking put drink 1 glass of water here and check it off on the daily. As long as you're getting into that consistency of doing something, your mind is always going to be looking for that consistency, and it's going to be like, oh, hey, let's do this, because that's what we're programmed to do.
And to build like the right habits, you know, like replace bad habits with good habits.
Right, like instead of taking shots every time your friend comes over, make YouTube videos.
Instead of, you know, stopping at and eating that fast food or something, like go home, cook the food, and put that money that you would have put on fast food into a savings, you know,
or invest it,
or turn that time that you would have just spent watching some stupid video that you didn't care about into watching a video about something you care about that you can learn about, you know, like invest that time. You know, like I spend a lot of time on my free time, instead of just watching funny sitcoms, I tend to watch like investment type videos. But like that's me, you know, like, but whatever it is, like educate yourself, spend that time investing in your future.
Right.
Do something today that maybe isn't so much fun. It's like that sacrifice for
it's
the
going to
future.
benefit you tomorrow. And what I can show you, you guys really don't have to sacrifice anything. So you guys know I'm a mother of 3. Like he makes me feel like I'm like a superwoman or something, you know, running a business and having a boyfriend and taking care of kids and everything else. But and he sees how busy I always am. I know. So it's like when I'm cleaning or I'm doing dishes or I'm taking my bath or whatever it may be, I will listen to a podcast. I've shared that before on my channel many times. I'll listen to a podcast. I'll watch an occult video, a documentary on something that's fascinating me. I dive into psychology, and then I have to apply that knowledge now to my channel, right? The wisdom that I've gained from the experiences. So again, it's about taking your gains, your resources, and applying them. And that's how you move on to step number 2, because that is you gaining the momentum that you're looking for to get the ball fucking rolling, okay? Because we're about to get rich, bitch.
Confidence like builds on confidence.
Exactly.
You have to you start, and you just get more addicted to building it and
Yep.
being better and
the
feeling
challenge
better.
for gaining momentum is investing. Okay, so by gaining momentum, maybe you only have $5 to your name. Perfect. Invest it somewhere. Where can you?
$5.
Yeah. You can totally invest $5 even into Bitcoin.
That's what I started with. I literally started with a $5 account back in like 2014.
Did you?
I was like, all right, $5. I can literally open an account with $5. Okay, I saw some advertisement, right? And I was like, okay, some app, put in $5, and eventually it went up to like $8, and I was like, wow, like okay,
there you go.
So I put in $20, and like I eventually started putting in $100 a month, and over the years, and like
he's buying a whole Tesla
7
with
years
Bitcoin.
later, I bought enough Tesla stock to literally buy a Tesla. Like it wasn't my income that got me the Tesla. It was I had enough Tesla stock to trade some of that Tesla stock in for the actual vehicle. So like that's how it started though. Literally $5, and then every time I was just like,
Slow
whoa, this
and
is kind of
steady.
cool. Like the money kind of grows, and then you put in $100.
Right.
You put it, and sometimes it goes down a little bit, and it doesn't really matter because like the more I looked at Tesla, the more I was like, this company's not going anywhere. Like if I want this vehicle, so do a lot of other people, And it was just like I did my research and I put in the time, and 7 years later, like it took 7 years, but I reaped the benefit.
That's a wealthy mindset, though. What are we teaching? That's the wealthy mindset. Things with instant gratification come from poverty mindset. Okay?
Yep.
Anything that takes 7 years to build comes with a wealthy mindset. It's going to continue paying off years after the investment was initially placed. It's like planting a seed, and the seeds they come back every season. It's one of those flowers, right? We'll use flowers here that just kind of grow back every season innately on their own during their own cycle. That's what investing is. So now we're going to talk about the risk versus the reward. A wealthy mindset is willing to invest in resources with no right away reward. Let me say that again. No instant gratification, okay? You know for a damn fact. Like when I tell people to invest in stocks, they're always like, okay, but like when do I sell out? Or do you still have your stock? And they'll message me like weekly, and I'm like, I haven't even looked at it for like a month. I have no fucking idea what's going on actually, because my mindset knows that that investment is initially always just gonna gain momentum here. I have no doubt in my mind about that, right? And also I'm not worried about that money because I don't need it, because I'm not in a poverty mindset, so I'm not stressed about money and thinking about money all the time. I don't believe in checking finances all the time. I don't believe in checking price tags. I don't believe in any of that bullshit, to be really honest here. And I don't have it like that, okay? So I can instantly feel, well, yeah, you got it like that. I didn't always have it.
And you're
like
not
that,
looking
though.
at like, oh, it's on sale, I should buy more. You're looking at like, do I need this?
Right.
What's the best price I can get for this? Or even not even worry about price. Is this going to be good enough quality?
Am
I going to be
frugal.
able to use this for a long time? You know?
Yep. And I'm frugal too. Like I'll spend the money for sure, but I'll look at a shirt. I'll be like, I'm not paying that much money for a T-shirt. Absolutely not. But if it's for like my dog or something, yeah. Like, listen. So recognize what
We all have
value
our
do you
priorities.
personally give it?
Well, then we all have priority to this stuff, right? Like, what's your priority? Is your priority like things? Are you trying to get a lot of stuff? Or are you trying to get
accumulating?
experiences? Are
Right.
you trying, like, where do you
Recognize
put that
your
priority?
trajectory, recognize what you're actually wanting, and get very clear with your intentions. So that way, as you're building this momentum forward, it's really allowing it. So again, risk versus reward is a clear path to profitability. All right, it'll have you taking chances and understanding that the reward comes in the experience, not the outcome. And that's exactly what we've been kind of saying this whole time here. So a poor mindset will immediately think like, okay, but what do I get out of it?
Yeah, it's like
You can't do anything without you getting something back. Like, yeah.
There's
yeah.
like, jobs I've had where employees that I've worked with, coworkers, some of them, it's all about like what they get out of the company, how much money they're making per hour and how little work they can do. And there's some people who are like, how can I help the company reach its goals, right? And you're
Right.
like part of the bigger
Going
game.
above and beyond here.
And it's not so much
critically
like
thinking.
I hate like big companies and how much like I think all workers need to get paid way more and that kind of stuff. But there is a mindset of like people trying to take what they can versus people who are like, it's not
Willing to
about
work for it.
like willing to work for it and willing to like go the extra mile and stuff.
Take that risk.
Take that risk of like the short term. Are you trying to get more money right this hour, or are you trying to impress people to get promotions and eventually move up and make way more
Right.
money, right? Like, do I care about getting another $1 an hour today, or do I care about making insane salaries 5-10 years from now, you know?
Yes, and I learned that somehow I was innately doing this just intuitively. So money is intuitive, and it ends up being not intuitive here. It's actually counterintuitive in the physical, but it's very intuitive because you have a magnetic attractor within you basically that says, literally by the age of 3, your mind is programmed and says, I'm only going to make this amount of money in this lifetime. These are going to be my relationships. Your ego has already told you everything. You've already been programmed here. So it's always about the reprogramming, which again is a risk. Reprogramming things means you lose friends, you lose family, you lose jobs that you realize have zero fucking value. You hate it there, right? You lose that car that just sucked. It was a lemon anyways. You lose certain things, but you lose them because it's like clearing the palette out. So for those of you guys that feel like you're losing everything right now, the universe is clearing the palette out because you're transcending your old mindset and you're coming in to this vibration of matching and aligning to actual wealth, a wealthy mindset, a rich mindset, which again is about abundance in all forms, not just finances here. We are just using finances as kind of the main
Yeah, I mean,
topic
it can
line
be
to
like
stay on.
relations or whatever. If you're in a relationship, and you're just trying to get out what you can in the short term,
Exactly.
you know, that relationship's not going to last very long. It's not going to be very rewarding long term. If you're investing in the person and like trying to get to know their interests so you guys can get along better and figure out what you like to do together and what you can do to like surprise them and stuff, that relationship's going to go so much better long term and, you know, be so much more rewarding. Whether it's money, relationship, career,
Yeah.
your spirituality,
All
whatever
of
it is.
all of it is risk, which does bring in the reward, but sometimes the reward is mainly the experience that you were meant to have here. So to challenge yourself to take more risks here, without looking for reward or anything, is learn to be uncomfortable. Learn to be uncomfortable. Learn to do things because you genuinely want to do them, not because you think it's going to give you something in return, like you said. Next step here is, so the challenge is to get out of your fucking comfort zone. Get off your ass, okay? So we have number 4, which is about networking, okay? This is where relationship comes into play with wealth and, rich mentalities here. A rich mindset will seek to build relationships based on trust, liking, shared values, mutual respect. People with wealthy relationships here, they don't hold expectations. So, for example, let's say that Wesley and I were dating, right? Wesley is Wesley and I am Carissa, and we don't agree on a lot of things, and that's okay. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I just don't like that you do this. If I cannot be around that, then I need to stop trying to change him for who he is. He's important. His thoughts have value. He is worthy. And who am I to fucking try and diminish that?
Thank God not everyone thinks the same way as you, right? Like, imagine a world where only people thought the exact way you did.
That would be madness.
It'd be scary.
I
I learn stuff every day, so I'm so glad that other people have different experiences
Right.
that I can learn from instead of
Right.
them all having my opinion. 'Cause
And again, that's a pleasure
that'd be
matrix. That's a wealthy
terrible.
mindset as well. Learning from others here. I call it a pleasure matrix on my channel.
Pleasure matrix.
Yeah, so in the pain matrix, we learn harsh lessons through, difficult relationships that have horrible endings, and we learn difficult financial lessons, and we learn difficult lessons with certain friends or whatever it may be in our life, right? And then a pleasure mindset is where, hey, you've experienced that already, so you're gonna share that experience with me through your own interpretation, and I'm gonna absorb that in the way that is healthy, of course, and I can kind of bank it into that wisdom and knowledge, and I can use it to apply later at a later date and time. So that's what truly the dynamics are about, is recognizing again that you're not taking from another person, okay? A poor mindset will be like, I scratch your back, now scratch mine.
Yeah.
Why not? You didn't scratch it as long as I scratched yours. Just kidding. Okay, just kidding. But like, that's a poor mindset here. So especially in any relationship, any networking, any business, anything in reality here. Okay, you are the average of 5 people that you that you spend the most time with here. You are so basically it's like the common denominator, you know that math problem here? That's what it is, right? You know math, not me. I'm the intuitive one. But it's like that common number here, right? The middle number? Is it median? When you're looking for medians in math?
Yeah, the median would be the middle, and the average would be the average. I don't know how to describe that.
And you scale up or down. Yeah, I know. Above 5 or under 5. Anyways, I was trying to think of how to apply that here.
But like the 5, like you are who you spend your time with, you know, and like
right.
That really matters.
So if you're hanging out with people that are partying every weekend and that's not in alignment with your goals, right? Especially if your goals are to have a yacht or buy that house, okay? Maybe some of you guys, a poor mindset is not hanging out with anybody too. I can't trust people. That's a good one. We need to bring that up. I can't trust people. That is a poor mindset. Do you know how many times I've been fucked over? Okay, fucked over about like all of my friends here. Do you see them around me anymore? No. No, okay? Because there's a lot of people that, you know, they like me and my energy, but they don't actually, they like what they think that they can get from me. And then when they realize they can't get anything, it turns into a problem. So I tend to have been finding only genuine connections lately, but I think that's due to my wealthy mindset here. I'm not seeing things as competition or distrust, or I'm not looking for, oh, is Wesley gonna stab me in the back?
Like, you're not looking for something to be fair to get even.
Right, because I know that what is meant to happen is gonna happen. That's a wealthy mindset. I'm not afraid of the unknown. I'm not afraid of the unknown. You're
gonna make the best of whatever comes.
Of whatever, and that is a rich mentality.
You're gonna figure it out. You know, like, all right, if I got fired from a job, well, I'm gonna go figure it out and be okay.
Correct.
No matter what that is.
I'm not gonna sit here and beg.
Oh, I'm so, like, it's not fair, you know, they're cutting down coal plants and I lost my job and woe is me and I'm a victim, you know, you're being proactive. You're saying,
out
hey,
looking for a new job. You're saying, hey,
it sucks.
That
it sucks
job
to be
anyways.
everywhere, you know? Like, I took a class on discrimination in the labor markets in college, and basically what I learned from that class was, like, studying racism in work, sexism in, you know, the labor markets, like jobs and stuff like that. And basically what the whole class came to be, it's like, it sucks to be everyone. Like, obviously some people have certain advantages in areas and others in other areas, but like, it sucks to be everyone, and you can't control what happens to you, but you can control a lot in your life. Like, if you just let life happen, you're gonna be poor the rest of your life, and you're gonna like just be doing whatever other people want you to do. If you think you have control, if you try to control at least some aspects, you know, if you're saying, hey, I got fired, I'm gonna go find a new job, or this relationship didn't work out, I'm gonna change myself and be ready for the next one. Mm-hmm. That's the wealthy mindset versus the poor mindset. Like, are you going to take control of your life, or just let life take control of you?
And when we talk about control, I want you guys to understand that it's not micromanaging
No.
Control is like, I'm chilling, I know that things are good, I'm not worried about things. I'm in control of my energetic field. Yes. I'm in control of the way that I react to this. Yes. Why are we both doing this?
React.
Okay. How we react to the circumstances here.
Life's is gonna happen. Right. And if we just throw our hands up in panic and throw a tantrum, we're a baby and never gonna get far.
Exactly.
If we say, hey, okay, that's what happened.
Exactly.
Let's figure this out.
challenge here for networking and reputation and the way that you perceive, or not, I'm sorry, not reputation. We're going to reputation next. Meaningful relationships here with other individuals. I want you to go somewhere and be the dumbest person in that room. I mean it. I want you to know that you are the stupidest person in that room, that you have none of the knowledge that everyone else in that room has. That will allow you to start making new connections. I want you to be that 800-pound person at the gym right next to the guy with a fucking 24-pack. Like, how does that even happen, okay? I want you to be in that uncomfortable position, because when you put yourself in those positions, you find yourself inspired. You don't A poor mindset's gonna start self-pitying. A poor mindset's gonna be like, oh my god, I'm such an idiot,
Make
But
excuses.
right, you're immediately gonna talk yourself out of why you should not be there, or why it's not in your favor. I didn't have the education that they had. Okay, well, I didn't have the education that he had. Look at us, both here, sharing everything with you guys, right? Some things are self-taught, some things, whatever. Again, it's the way that we apply ourselves is different than the majority of the world, I would say. Again, podcasts, putting ourselves in uncomfortable situations. I didn't know him. I met him through a friend, and I showed up at his house one day, and he's like, hey, and we just started talking about everything, and it was great, and it was very fluid, and now, obviously still hang out. But anyways, so go and put yourself around people that you are going to gain from, okay? They're gonna give you wisdom, advice. They're gonna put you in a high vibrational field, and when you're in a high vibrational field, you're able to attract exactly what you want. Next, we have reputation. A rich or wealthy mindset here understands that reputation is everything, and that trust and respect is earned slowly through hard fought work, bloody, like blood, sweat, and tears here, okay? So wealthy people aren't afraid to work. They're not afraid to put the money in. They're not afraid to think differently. They're not afraid to be criticized here, but they want their reputation to be one thing: consistent. And it doesn't matter how long that consistency takes, right? It could take me 6 months to do something that might take you freaking 12 hours to do, right? And that's great. And it doesn't mean that your efforts were greater than my own or anything. It's just about how we went about things. Okay, hold up. I got off track there. Right. Okay, understanding that, again, reputation is what you believe in yourself, okay? Reputation is not, hey, Wesley's a great guy here, and I'm giving him some rep, okay, and I'm telling everyone how great he is, because then he's gonna go do something and make me look like a dumbass here when somebody disagrees, and like, actually, I didn't like Wesley for this reason. So, don't worry about what other people are gonna say to you. I know that reputation is important, but what is important is your consistency with yourself. That is true reputation, and others that want to see it as something different, that's simply their own limited perception, and you are no longer limited. You are no longer bound by that earthly law. You are no longer bound by that poverty mindset. So you're able to transcend it. So a poor mindset will believe that you can get away with compromising other people's reputation to take their spot. Okay, that's a poor person mentality. Like, oh, I'm gonna get my boss fired and tell the supervisor what my boss did, and then that position will be open, and then I'll be able to get the position. That is a very poor mindset here, and it never ends up working in the favor. And if it does, it's truly temporary, or they suck and they end up losing the job and things of that sort. So again, you could be rich or you could be poor, it doesn't matter. It's a mindset. So with reputation, always challenge yourself to be taking the high road in situations. Consider the consequences of the action. No matter what you do, it's always going to lead to a consequence, whether that consequence is positive or negative.
Yeah. Just thinking, I had a conversation with a friend recently, and she was so incredibly worried about what everyone else, everything that her anxiety was coming from was based on, oh, but this person's going to react like this, and this person's going to do this. Yes. And I was just the more I'm listening to her, I'm like, what the heck? You should not be caring about what all these other people think. It should be about what, compete with yourself. Stop.
Your reputation with yourself.
Who cares what this person says about you to this person?
Right.
go prove them wrong, man.
Mhm.
Like, who
That's
the
my
fuck
favorite
cares?
revenge.
Like, go prove them
That's
wrong.
my favorite revenge is I stay really silent and then I just pop up and I'm like, gotcha, bitch.
Yeah,
You
it's
like that? You like that? But you
Don't
love
worry
it, huh?
about what other people think of you. Be consistent in what, like,
Right.
don't be fake. Be confident in who you are because you believe in something. And then no matter what like happens on the outside, no matter who gossips about you, talks about you, whatever, like you're gonna be fine. Like politicians that
Oh,
are
God.
consistent, people like way more than the ones that just flip to whatever, you know,
Flip flop on things.
yeah,
on their
whatever works for them
ideologies.
on
Right.
that stage.
Whatever gets them the votes.
Like, we like controversy people. We like people who stand up for what they believe in. Even if we don't believe in that personally ourselves, I think humans tend to respect those who at least believe in something and are consistent with that.
Absolutely.
We hate flip-floppers.
Right. And so, yeah.
We're like tempted to be flip-floppers all the time. We're tempted to like not be confident in ourselves.
Right.
Worry
And
about
then
what they're
once
gonna
we are
say. Worry about
confident-
what they're gonna say.
Yeah, once we are
like-
confident, somebody always is going to come in and be like, that bitch is cocky. She really thinks that she's all that. Why do you think you're all that, Wesley? You really need to watch it, okay? Just because you're displaying confidence here. But again, everything is projected onto you. The performative actions, yes, I love it. I love it. So the next step is understanding that luck is solely the opportunity that you create for yourself. Luck is not real, you guys. It's not real.
You make your own luck.
Exactly. You have free will. Your free will has a consequence. So you do something, right? Like I tip over. Here we go. I tip over. Is this your water?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if it was. Yeah. I tip over your water here, right? And that's going to have the consequence. If the lid is on, it's not going to spill. It's going to be fine. But it's still a consequence of it. It fell. That's the consequence, right? Now, if the lid was off, it's going to be spilling everywhere. And that is also a consequence. We have multiple different outcomes, multiple different timelines that you can absolutely can be the outcome. And again, that takes us back to that wealthy thinking. Don't do things with an outcome necessarily in mind, just with a generalization and a clear picture of what you're wanting, but not how it's going to happen for you. So let's see. ADD here. I saw a butterfly. I'm like, ooh, mom. And the butterflies are like, bitch, I'm just flying through your fucking yard, you weird ass. Why you always trying to connect with me? Sorry, guys, butterflies. I love butterflies. So I had an ADD moment. For those that don't know, I've had ADD for years. I am unmedicated. My medication typically is meditation. So, and yeah, we can teach you guys how to overcome things like that as well. So, all successes, let's see. Oh yeah, okay, thank you. Your free will creates your fate, right? So that consequence has a fated reaction. Perfect. Whatever that reaction may have been has a fated reaction. Now, that fate also has a consequence, and that fate determines your destiny. So ultimately, your destiny is ruled by free will. So it's very important to understand luck is not real. It is what you create. It is the ripple effect of the consequences of your actions, of your thoughts, of your, however you're applying it. All right?
I have like, so
Go for
I've
it,
been doing like a lot of hiking recently, and I hike in flip-flops. I love flip-flops. I grew up in
Don't twist your
California.
ankle. I literally said that yesterday in my video.
I watched that. Like,
Did
you
you?
literally said that, and I was like, shit, like, yeah.
You're all
I
actually.
better go.
I was
No,
looking
but
at
like
your ass, though. Just kidding.
most people, see flip-flops as dangerous, which they are for most people, but like, I'm so used to it. But I was on this hike, and we get to this little like river, and it was really hot, and I just stepped right in, and like cold water, my whole body starts cooling off. And this guy I was hiking with was like, "Man, you're so lucky you're wearing flip-flops." And I'm like, luck? Hell no.
Right, I hate people
this
like
had
that.
zero to do with luck. I've
This was
been
a
on
choice.
hundreds of hikes. I've come to creeks like this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I've been the one wearing socks and shoes, and I've hated that. Like, I knew when I wear flip-flops, that's why. Like, I can walk through water. I can, like,
Walk on water.
I was like, that's, like, no, that was not luck. Like, 100%, I made my own luck.
Absolutely.
I know this is
Yeah.
why I wore flip-flops. and now maybe you'll listen to me. Like, flip-flops are better than you think.
Right.
Like,
Hey,
whatever shoes, but
my
it's like
kids will hike barefoot.
people tell me
so.
all the time, like, "Oh, you're so lucky you have a Tesla." No,
You
I
worked
worked
hard
hard as
for
fuck.
it.
I sacrificed so much spending and put that into Tesla stock for years and years and years, and I had to listen to everyone tell me to sell, sell, sell. My mom, sell your stock, sell your stock. It's so high, it's so overvalued, blah blah blah. No, I held on. I believed in the company. It worked out. I made my luck.
You made it. Exactly. So, rich mindset knows that the world is not fair. Okay? A rich mindset knows that reality sucks. Okay? But we deal with it differently. We deal with it swiftly. We deal with it humbly. We look at things and we're like, okay, here's the problem. X, Y, and Z are potential solutions to solve it. We problem solve. We don't look at things as, oh, well, that was it. I mean, that was just, I've got nothing going for me anymore, man. No, it's not about that. It's about seeing, okay, I can see where I messed up here. So now I'm going to redirect my energy. I'm going to recalibrate that. I'm going to apply this wisdom that I learned from that certain experience. And this is how it's going to make it better. So a wealthy mindset understands that there is, again, no destination. It's always about the journey, which means that it's constant evolution. Okay, it should always be investing. So if you think of an investment here, it's always going up, right? Like, let's just talk, what, like an IRA?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect, right?
All this stuff. 401ks.
Okay,
The most
401k.
common.
Let's
go with
okay,
that one.
okay. Anyway, sorry, I don't know. Let's go with like a 401k, right? Like that's consistently adding money here that to something, so you know that it's building for you. Okay, let's see.
It's like you don't control what happens to you all the time, but you do get to control the reaction. You got to control
Exactly.
what you learn from it, or if you learn from it, you know?
Okay, so the challenge here is to work with or understand your own entitlement. Why do you feel entitled to something here? Why are you only doing something to get a reward out of it? It's about questioning your own actions and why the opposing consequences of what you actually were seeking from that happened here. Now, again, a wealthy mindset will look at it and be like, okay, X, Y, and Z, this is how we fix this is how we redo this. But a poor mindset's gonna be like, I lost, I failed, I hate myself, I'm not good enough. It's a constant cycle. It's honestly a mental disorder. It is probably the biggest mental disorder in this world, and it's definitely the one that goes unspoken about. Nobody talks about this, and it's a huge issue. Poverty mindset is a huge issue. It impacts
Thinking you're the victim
everything.
all the time.
All
about
the fucking time,
everything.
and you're not a victim. You are not a victim.
I mean, or we're all victims, like I
This
said,
is
you know what I
hell.
mean? Like,
Vibrate higher. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding.
you
kid.
get to decide how you react.
Right. So recognize here that the world owes you nothing. The universe is indifferent to everyone's existence, and that that's the default here. In this reality, it's understanding duality. It's understanding there's going to be good days and then there's going to be shit days. You're not going to constantly win. And if somebody's saying that they're constantly winning, they're full of shit. They're a poor person trying to act rich, right?
Yeah.
They are literally the most poor because they have a whole facade to keep up with. So, next.
That's investments too. They don't go up forever. Like, they
Right.
go up, they go down, they go up, they
Right.
go down. But, like, overall,
Like he said, he grew up
net
wealthy,
up or
and by
net
high
down.
school, you're poor,
Yeah.
right? I grew up extremely poor at the beginning of motherhood. I, literally could not even afford a top ramen packet to feed me and my 3 children here after my divorce. And now we're very wealthy.
Now you don't. It's not.
Now I don't
about-
ever have to think or worry about money at all, and it's been like that
But it's
consistent
not because
for
you're
years
like
now.
a multi-millionaire. who
No,
has just,
and I'm
like,
not.
Everything. It's
I
because,
live humbly.
It's because you learned how to live humbly, and you know what's in your realm, and you stay within that.
Right.
You spend less than you make,
Exactly.
and
I don't
and
look
you're
at it
careful,
for competition or clouds. I don't drive the
You're
nicest
not-
car,
You're
even
not,
though I could.
keeping up with the Joneses. you know?
Right,
If your
I could
neighbors
have
have
all
something,
that.
great for them.
But I
But
just
it's more
don't.
about competing with yourself. Do you have the things that you want? Do you have
Right.
a car that gets you and your kids where you need them to be?
Absolutely. That was you.
Sorry.
No, you're so good. Okay, so this is a huge one. Step number 8 is to learn to celebrate others. A wealthy mindset will celebrate others' success. Okay, so that's why you always see me in my videos here on YouTube, and I get so freaking excited. I even start like to cry a little bit, tear up if I can feel that you guys are gonna feel that way, because empathetically connected, I get excited for other people's success. It genuinely makes me happy. And I think it freaks people out though, because they're like, why is she so fake? But again, that's a projection of their own selves, because, you know, they weren't being real with themselves. Anyway, so a wealthy mindset embraces other people's successes. It embraces healthy competition of always competing with yourself and recognizing that there could be 50 different loaves of bread at the store, but it doesn't take away value from one bread versus the other, because everyone has their own preference. So no matter what, if one person's winning and you're not in the moment, celebrate them. That means if Spirit's showing you, like, let's say he won the jackpot and $1 million, I'm gonna celebrate that, because you know what? This is my friend, first of all, and Spirit's showing me I'm about to get a blessing too. Spirit's testing me. The universe is testing me. Like, hey, this is what you want, right? Perfect. Okay, well, how do you react when you see somebody else having it?
That reminds me of like cross country growing up.
Cross country? Ooh, cross country runner?
Right, yeah.
I didn't know you did that.
I did cross country, yeah. In
I
high
was a runner
school.
too. Oh, fucking string bean.
Well, in cross country it was so cool because you were always competing against yourself, right? Like your personal record, your PR.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was about. But if you could, or if your whole team could do so well, like you could also win as a team.
Right.
You know, so you were like, you were competing against everyone, but in the end, what really mattered, like you were super stoked for everyone on your team. Like, the better they did, the better you did, because you were a part of that team.
Mm-hmm.
So like you were always hoping that they just had their best race ever. You didn't care if, you know, there was 3 of us on my team that were like really similar, and so like sometimes we'd beat each other, and it was always just supporting the other one, because if they could go faster than me, our team actually did better, you know. So it's like, yes, beat me if you can.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and if I can beat you, great, but like I'm not trying to beat others. It was in myself. And like by competing with yourself and just like improvement, you can help improve others as well. It's like the team mentality, you know. You
Exactly.
win as a team.
Exactly. And by being inspired by another person's win, again, it's going to put you energetically in that energy of that win, and it's going to magnetize it to you a lot healthier, in a lot healthier of a way here, of it being your own.
You get to celebrate for others' wins and your wins.
Right,
More
like double celebration. Hello,
More
fuck yeah.
parties.
See,
Fun,
this
fun.
is why we're friends here. Him and I just like to party. Let's be real.
Right? Any excuse.
An excuse to party. I mean, hey.
It's like I used to hate Halloween, and then one day I realized, like, wait a second, at least Halloween's like celebrating something.
I love
don't care if we
Halloween.
celebrate nothing. Like, just the fact that we have holidays and celebrate, hell yeah.
Fun. Hello.
Any excuse to party.
Right. Okay. Just to celebrate living in life. Partying can be different for everyone as well. Like Wesley and I think this is a party, so we're really cool.
My family
Typically,
parties differently.
Here,
Some
we don't-
friends
we don't
party
drink
differently.
ever. It's like literally from the last time you were here, I think. I need to really bring that inside. It's
Great,
like
she only
2
drinks
weeks
when
old.
I'm around.
I do.
I'm about influence.
No, not like that. Oh, come on. You're usually here for like 2 hours and then you leave. Okay, how much damage can be done, right? All right, so again, celebrating others' success instead of tearing down them and diminishing it or trying to steal any value from it, all of that, okay? So the challenge here is that there will always be more people in the world that have accomplished way more than you fucking have.
Always.
Always. Okay, so it's really important.
And you'll always be better than someone at something too. So it doesn't mean you're hot shit.
Right.
'Cause
So
there's always someone worse and better than you. That's why you have to compete with yourself, not others.
yep.
It's about your own improvement.
Yep. So find somebody again that you're inspired by, and if you feel like you're in competition with them, sit down, ask yourself why, and then make that person your mentor. Like ask them, hey, can you mentor me? There's clearly something within you that I feel like is lacking in myself. Have some humility, have some integrity, and recognize, adjust your own moral compass here so you can navigate the waters a little bit differently instead of feeling these lower vibrations and instead of projecting them outwards. How did this happen? Am I just like, excuse me, can you get off the fucking camera, please? There's only room for one of us here. Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
You can edit me out.
just crop him out.
That's why we're doing this live stream.
That's
so
not
she couldn't cut me
narcissistic.
out.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Okay. Anyways. Let's see. A poor mindset, of course, feels jealousy, bitterness. They see others' success as, why does that always happen to them and not me? Again, that victim mentality here. They look at everything as like a lose-lose game. Like, no matter what, I just always draw the short end of the stick. And that's just not the truth. Again, so celebrate others' success as well. That is a wealthy person mindset.
You make your own luck, but you also make your own bad luck, right?
Right, exactly.
If you're putting nothing but negative
consequence
energy out there,
right.
How are you ever going to expect
You spill
to feel good?
a water bottle with a lid on, the water's not going to spill out. But if you spill a water bottle here without a lid, it's going to get everywhere. The consequence really lies in, did I decide to put the lid back on my water bottle, or did I set it down? Because that was quicker. The amount of laziness us humans like really exude is baffling. Baffling. Like, we are so fucking lazy when you think about it. Like, goddamn, a whole
no, really.
2 seconds to screw on your cap. My bad. Didn't mean to break all the time in your day here. Sorry. You're not gonna use that 2 seconds to sit on the toilet a little bit longer because you're reading a Facebook post. But let's be real, you know. All right.
It's like the other priorities, right?
So the next step is finding a mentor, or finding yourself like a mentor mindset. Understand that you cannot know everything. We already talked about this, so didn't we? Understand that you cannot know everything, okay? And if you think you know everything here, you know nothing.
Yeah, the more you
Absolutely
learn,
nothing.
the more you realize how much you don't know. So if you think you know everything,
right,
keep studying.
No matter what, even if
Keep
you've
going.
mastered something like that, you gotta remix and remaster that shit, okay? Evolution, the world is constantly revolving, which means it doesn't stop. Okay, so look at, like, if we stopped making vehicles back in, you know, the 20s and shit, we'd still be driving around those metal-ass tonkers instead of these sweet, you know, upgraded touchscreen vehicles here, backup cameras and all of that. We would still have that type of technology, right? Because there was no progression. So, understanding here that you're always going to learn to progress, to, again, take that knowledge and apply it to your business, your wealth, whatever it may be. But the challenge here is seek to place yourself in a situation where you're inexperienced and uncomfortable. If you are against gun control, go to a shooting range. Straight up. I always tell people in my videos here, if you can't sing, you better start singing, okay? I can't sing. I don't care though. Makes me feel good. I can dance, but I can't sing.
Sing or dance.
You can't sing or
I'm not
dance?
gonna pretend.
Ooh, so we're doing karaoke and dancing today,
If you get
huh?
me drunk enough, I'll do it, but...
We're gonna do some karaoke and go dancing then?
It won't look good.
We're gonna go to that, like, isn't there that cowboy bar?
Yeah, the Westerner.
Yeah. Go, yee-haw, I'll be the yee, you be the ha.
As long as we
Can I
join
get a
like
yee?
a line dance, yeah, let's go.
You're horrible.
That's
Look at this.
easy.
Yee.
Ha.
Maybe
I'm not
I
a
should be the
cowboy.
ha. I've got
I'm
a
not a
great
cowboy.
Zumba party.
Sorry.
There you go. I'm not a cowboy either. I don't even like country music.
I'm not
I
a country
hate
guy.
music. Yeah.
My mom grew up on the farm, my dad grew up in the city, and I'm so much more city than I am country.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. So seek a place or a situation where you're uncomfortable here. Again, do what you're uncomfortable with. Embracing competition, that is a wealth mindset, okay? And I know that's gonna sound crazy, and we are going to contradict it here on my channel because I want to give every single perspective, and what the fuck is the matrix without duality? So let's play here. All right, competition. So I always tell people compete with themselves, right? Make sure you're always competing with yourself. You always want to be a better version than you were yesterday. But this is competition for me personally does not exist due to limitation. I believe that it puts a limitation on. Now, some people, to others, they thrive off of the competition. And that's fine. Who the fuck are you to say what's healthy and what's not healthy? Why are you trying to control everyone else? You barely got your own shit together. Let's talk. You know, it's always that energy. I love arguing with people because I'm like, let's do it here. You want to hurt their feelings? Sit down, sweetheart. I got a mouthful here. So I'm always in the mood to set the record straight or correct the situation here. Anyways, a poor mindset is discouraged by competition, okay? Whether that means that you compete against yourself or you compete against others, it doesn't matter how you're using it, okay? So it says someone or recognizing and complaining here like, oh, they already did it first, or they're obviously, you know, they're doing X, Y, and Z to get more clout. For example, let's just use like YouTube, right? So people might look at me and they'd be like, oh, they do this, or she wears tops like that because she wants clout. You know, or she wants this, or she wants that, or she shows off her tits, so she doesn't respect herself here. You know, all of that is a poor, low vibrational mentality. A rich mentality understands and respects other people. Again, they only try to compete with themselves, or if they're trying to compete with somebody else, it is in a healthy way with boundaries of not trying to annihilate another person, but just using them as the constant inspiration of, they're doing this, I gotta make sure to do better. And if that's your drive, that's your fucking drive. I'm not here to tell you it's wrong or right.
Well,
So,
if you're competing to be better than them because you're better, I mean, that's healthier than competing to tear them down so that you look better. You know what I mean? And I guess like better, maybe that's like the wrong way to put it. But like, if you're trying to compete with someone or yourself to improve, that's a lot healthier than trying to compete with someone by knocking them down. You know, it's that positive energy, that building up, competing with yourself in a positive way, not saying like, oh, well, yesterday I was so terrible that today was easy to beat. It's like, no, actually, yesterday I did great and today I'm doing even a little better.
Even a little better. I love it. So the challenge here is how do we set up a challenge for that one? I mean, I know I have notes and stuff, but I don't like it. I know. How can we set up a challenge for this portion here? Let's do embracing competition. The challenge for me, again, I like to compete with myself and always be a better version than I was yesterday. So my challenge would probably be to stop procrastinating and actually get off my ass and do something about it. And compete, actually show up to the competition that I'm holding for myself within my own head as the director of my fucking story in reality.
And like, today is the first day of the rest of your life.
Right.
You get to start
paint
whenever, and you get to choose the future of the direction of your life.
Yep. And I think that we are at the end here. Don't play victim, you guys. Face it, there's a lot of convenient ways to transcend your own limitations here. Blaming other people, blaming other scenarios. Oh, well, I couldn't just because, you know, I wasn't raised like Wesley was and I didn't come out at 18 years old with an 800 credit score. Not that that happened, but I'm just using that as an example here. Like, I'm not a victim to that. It's my responsibility to learn, okay? Like, I understand my circumstances did not put me in an environment where I was necessarily supported how I should have been, but that's okay because that ends with me. As a spiritual being, I recognize that I'm breaking the ancestral curse of poverty within my family lineage and line, and I am passing it on for generations to come. So it's really important for me to learn as much as I can about this and create the shifts and the changes required, again, to break the cycle. And I have. That's all I did. Everything that we shared with you guys today here, it's all about mindset, because once you change your internal reality, your external will vibrate back and return here. It will show back to you.
Yeah.
So let's talk credit real quick, because we do want to add credit, and this is where all of his lovely expertise comes in. But I don't know if you want to talk credit. So he gave me like a bunch of tips, and again, growing up in poverty, growing up in you know, a place where I grew up with my father telling me like the credit is the devil, basically, okay, like if you get a credit card, it's going to ruin your life and you're not responsible enough for it. So I was just kind of like fed all these things. And when I thought of credit, I was like, ooh, negative credit card. You can't do that. That's money that I don't have. That's money that's not mine. It was a poverty mindset here. So I really fucked over my own self with credit because I didn't know how to build it without a credit card, right?
Like how you grew up and everything, you didn't understand all the values that credit can bring, right? You saw the negative side of it more.
Right, but I didn't see the positive side.
You didn't see the positive side. You didn't see how the wealthy people use it.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So,
I didn't know there was a positive way to use it.
Yeah, so like the other day when you were talking about it, you know, you were like breaking down. You were like, it was so sad because you have, you know, a decent income. You have a decent like down payment for a house. Like you have these resources that a lot of people don't have, but you totally didn't understand per se how the credit part influenced that, you know, and that was like terrible to you. And then I was like, I came in and I'm like, well, my mom's an expert with credit. She taught me how to use credit cards properly. Then I went to school for finance and I've just been like nerdy about this. Spent so much time learning how to artificially boost, whether it be your credit or your finances, you know, to like basically play the US financial system to your benefit.
My credit score went up 120 points within 24 hours of speaking to him.
Like that's
like
you just didn't know.
Literally, I'm not lying. Like I can't make that shit up. 120 points.
So she's like crying.
Overnight.
I'm sitting there like she's telling me like what's wrong with her credit and stuff, and like what she's done. And I'm like, oh my goodness, she just needs to do like this, this, and this, and her credit score is gonna like dramatically go up. And I was like, don't worry, like this is where I'm good, you know, like you've been helping me emotionally for what, a year now, and it's like, no, like I can finally help you with one little thing. Like I actually know how credit works. Look into this, and I didn't like tell her what to do or anything. I just gave her the ideas and said like, go research it. Like this is actually, there's a positive side to credit and there's a negative side to credit. Use it for the positive.
Do you guys want to know what made my credit score jump
thrive.
though? Putting a credit card in my name. I just went to Discover and I got myself a credit card. And it literally skyrocketed everything on my credit report. Plus the fact that I paid off my vehicle recently, that finally hit my credit report as well, and significantly, obviously, changed it. So yeah, when you're open to receiving, like I felt like one of those, I feel like I need to go like on a Credit Karma like commercial or something, like my credit score jumped up 120 points by using this app. Like, because
like that's basically it. Like
it's really
start
what
tracking
happened.
your credit, look at it, and then when something happens, figure out why. Go research it. Go.
Right.
There's so many resources in this world today, whether it be a blog or a YouTube or an article. Like, just go figure out why.
Teach yourself, okay? You
Teach
literally,
yourself.
the world is your fucking university. You can learn whatever the hell you want as long as you apply yourself.
Yeah, like you have a much higher income, but I use credit to my advantage so much more than you, you know, and like.
Right, and I've always used cash, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'll pay cash whole. Just don't worry about it.
Now we're talking to each other and helping each other, and I'm really excited for like you to be able to take advantage of credit in a way that you've never been able to before.
I'm really excited here, you guys. I am up in the green, and we're all stoked and ready to go.
Basically, it means you can like hopefully get a house, right? Like a mortgage, like a long-term investment into a living situation,
right,
which is like the right way to use your credit. It's not for like short-term buy
that Gucci purse.
Yeah, buy that Gucci purse, buy that Mercedes.
Yeah.
No, you built your credit to be able to provide a living situation that's very comfortable for you and your family.
Exactly.
But that can also build into something in the future.
So let's talk about important things to look for when picking out credit, understanding that, you know, you really don't want to be spending money that you don't have. So we want to be smart about it. So let's use just like, I don't know, let's say they got a $1,000 limit on it.
Well, so like your credit card, right? I told you one of the important things to look for was like not paying an annual fee.
Right.
Like that's just silly.
So we made sure that my card does not have an annual fee.
Ever. Like make sure it's benefiting you, not somebody else. And then like paying off the balance every month, you know, like making sure you're not paying interest. If you're not paying interest, you're not paying that annual fee. There's so many options out there. And if you have that, like,
and
that's
how much
a healthy
of
way
the
to use
credit
it.
line should they be using per month?
0%.
Well,
if you really want the
okay.
biggest. Okay, but
listen
listen to this.
don't tell how to cheat the system.
But like,
but
that's
literally,
exactly
yeah,
it.
you can.
Like the less. So a lot of people use the term like 30 or 40% or 20%, and like the lower, the better. Okay, just know that.
I say 10%. That's my limit.
Below
That's my
10% is very decent. However, if you have a credit card and you're going to make that payment anyways, you know, let's say you put $100 on it and it's due on like the 25th or whatever, right? Well, if you wait till it says you owe $100 on the 25th, or if the day before that you pay it off and it says you owe 0 on the 25th, either way you're paying it off and you're not paying interest. But one way your credit looks like you're using 0% of it, and one way it looks like you're using, you know, maybe 1% of it.
Right. So which way
and so
looks
the
better on the
lower
report,
you go,
though?
it looks better.
It
if
looks
it's
better to
0%,
not zero? Yeah.
it looks the best.
Okay.
Your credit score will go up if you go 0. So that's like one of the things. Don't worry about it if you're not using your credit score. But like a month before you go buy a house or a month before you go buy a car, pay off all your credit cards before they
So it has time
give
to catch
you
up.
the statement. Before
Yeah.
they give you the statement, go pay it all off and watch your credit score boost temporarily until you know, like use it again.
Right. Right. So.
One small little tip that most people wouldn't really know.
So again, you guys, wealth and succeeding in life, one thing, don't make my mistake here, get yourself a credit card, safely use it, okay? Safely use it is what I want to tell you guys.
Use it as a debit card, as if like only spend money you already have.
Right. So maybe, okay, I'm going to put it as my gasoline for each month or something like that. For me, personally, all I needed to do is open it up in my name, and it boosted my score enough that I don't ever care to really.
Because you don't have one, and like the more types of credit you have, the better for your credit.
Yeah, I actually applied for
Because your credit's
another
not
one.
saying like, oh, you're a great financial person. Your credit's saying, oh, if we lend you money, you'll be good at paying us back.
Right.
It's not about you. It's about the company.
Credit was created in the 90s, you guys, so it is fairly new to the society. All right.
We're one of like the only countries that really uses it.
Yeah, and we're like the only country that
Kinda
really
crazy.
uses it compared to other countries. So it is very vital and very important, and it's quickly become like a survival thing. I don't know about you guys, but when you walk into a place with, you know, I want to say it's probably like what 720 to 800. It's like automatic, just best interest rates, everything else, which is what you want and your long-term goals. Because long-term, you don't want to be paying a fucking 15.2% interest rate. Like that's fucking ridiculous. Are you kidding me? You're literally just paying interest your entire fucking life. Like you are fucking yourself over in the long run. So having that higher score is very important to be able to accomplish your long-term goals. And then there's also business credit too, you guys.
Better deals, like
740 plus. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I knew it was like 720 or 740,
it depends
like
on
something.
which score you use and stuff. But
Yeah, like TransUnion, Experian. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
But, I mean, usually if you go onto any of those though, they'll show you exactly like bad, fair, good, great. You know, and you can see exactly what range that score puts you in.
I'm in the green.
Green.
I'm a
That would
green,
be
and
good.
just letting you guys know. You guys want to know something here? 2 years ago, I had no credit. Not a thing here. I was a stay-at-home mom. Like, what the fuck did I need credit for? Where was I going?
Credit's easy to build. It's hard to repair. If you mess up your credit, it's really hard to get it to be good. If you don't have
Right.
credit, it's really easy to build it.
I'm grateful for my life, though, and the way that it's proceeded, and not knowing about any of this and finding out about it maybe at the time in life that I have now, because now I'm responsible, whereas before I may not have been responsible with those resources. So again, please recognize if you are responsible enough, but do know that this should help you build your character, and it could be a long-term goal, really working with a credit card, okay? So, anything else that you want to add, or, I mean, we've been live for 77 minutes. We can sure talk.
I don't know. Not like anything super particular.
Yeah.
Just it was, you know, the other day, it was really cool to see how worried and stressed you were about something that to me was like laughable. I was just like,
I know he.
oh, it's
he
just your
basically
credit.
Did,
I was like, girl, like most people are worried about their income and worried about a down payment.
I'm not worried
Like,
about income
you're
or
worried
any of
about
that.
your
I got all
credit
that.
and like not even repairing it, just building it. Like,
Right.
girl, that is so,
I have no
like,
negatives. You guys.
tears,
Nothing derogatory
and I'm like, girl,
at all.
I got you. Like that's the easiest thing for me to help you with.
I'm a Capricorn. We like the look of those higher numbers, okay? I don't
it
know
was
what that other stuff is. Gross.
It's just like cool to see. Like we come from such different places. We have such different value for each other.
Right. Value for
But-
life. We came from you know?
But like,
But at the same time,
we built
we're
up
aligned.
a friendship. You were vulnerable, telling me about, like, a lot of people don't want to talk about money. They don't want to talk about credit scores. You know, it's like all taboo and embarrassing. It's like the second you opened up about it, boom, I was able to give you just like the simplest advice from me.
I felt so much peace
You went
of
and
mind.
did some research. You went and did some stuff. A week later, you text me and you're like, "So my score went up over 100 points," and I'm like, what did I say? Like, I knew it would go up 100 points. Like,
Insane.
she did it. She did exactly what she was supposed to. Like, it was so, that was just like great to know. Like, I don't know, just cool how connections
Exactly.
happen.
And that's what inspired us to make this video, because I wanted to share what recently helped me, in hopes that maybe some of you guys may be struggling in the same way. Take charge of your credit reports. If you do have derogatory marks, that's what they're called, right? If you do have derogatory marks here, make sure that you're, I don't know what the word is called, canceling them?
Reporting or like figuring
Reporting
it out.
them?
I mean, whatever it is.
Paying
Like,
on
everyone's
them.
credit.
I think you might have to pay on them. I don't know. Again, I never had a derogatory mark because I never had credit in a negative way. So, but paying on them or whatever it may be, you can go to those credit repair companies. They really do work, you guys. They
Just don't pay
really
for it.
do.
There's so much free information out there. Don't
Right.
pay for something.
Just try to.
If a credit card tells you have to do an annual fee, if someone says, well, if you pay us, we'll boost your credit score. No. Just go read an article or two. Go watch a YouTube video or two. Like, you'll figure it out. Like, just pay attention. Educate yourself for free. Beauty of the internet.
I think humans really undervalue education and the ability to learn things at the tips of our fucking fingers right now. Like, we're so spoiled rotten and we don't even know.
Dude, that's incredible what
We're
you
spoiled rotten.
like, I went to school for finance, but I learned far more from YouTube
Right.
over the last 10 years than I ever learned during the 6 years I was struggling to get my 4-year degree. So
Yeah, Jasmine, that's great. You're paying a credit repair company. That's great. I feel like you'll have a lot of success with that. I know that a lot of people around me, which again, I saw so many around me fuck up their credit. I was terrified, right? So of course, that's why you caught me when I'm bawling and crying, because all I knew in that moment was my credit score was not where the fuck I thought it was. First of all, it is now, it's great. But, and in that moment, it was just like the whole tower came crashing down on me. And I was like, what's the point of working as hard as I do? I became a victim in my own reality there in that moment. And he came over and literally just cheered me up. Like, I left like skipping around my house, like with hope and positivity and optimism again. So get yourself a Sag friend that's into finances. Just kidding.
get yourself a friend who's into finances, but you know, that's always something
Literally.
good to have around.
Yeah.
But get someone who can help you emotionally too, because
Good. I'm glad
if
the
your
credit part
money's-
helped.
if your money's the only thing that matters, life sucks.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Your
need
life
you as
really
much as
does
you need
suck.
me.
Exactly.
It's that balance. You're
And
always trying
that's
to
why-
find a right balance, right?
Right. And that's why maybe I'm not consistent with YouTube, but I am consistent with myself. I'm consistent with those individually in my life. You know, I'm consistent with the way that I show up on a daily basis. I'm consistent with the way that I apply myself and the wisdom learned. I'm consistent with my evolution. And so many people I've noticed it a lot, like, why don't you come live daily or weekly like every other workaholic on YouTube? And it's because that's a poor poverty mindset. Being a workaholic doesn't make you fucking rich. It means that they're all working harder to attain what I have easily. what just naturally flows to me. So that's the difference. Yes, I do show up here. Here I'm making a video, right? But I might not be as consistent as others. Not in that way, because I'm consistent within myself.
You might not make as much as other YouTubers or whatever, but like, you obviously work as much as you
Yeah,
need
that's
to,
not really my
and
goal,
you're able.
though.
Yeah, exactly. You're able to. You're able to support yourself with spending time doing what you want to do.
When I want to
Right,
do
like,
it, where
where
like
you wanna
he
do it.
literally
You're in
texted me
control,
at
not-
11:11 this morning and was like, "Hey, I'll come by like around 1 or 2." Cool, and that was our only conversation right there. You know what I mean?
But like, you get to set your own schedule and everything. You know,
Well,
you
right, but
became your
that's-
own boss. You put in the work, and now you get to be in control. You have that wealthy mindset in a way where you get to control
Everything that I
what
do.
you do in life.
If I
Instead of
don't want
letting
to
an
do something
employer
that day,
tell
I
you
don't
your
have
life.
to. I can legit wake up and be like, actually, I don't want to do YouTube today. Actually, I want to make candles today. Actually, I want to go to the lake today. That's what I was going to do this morning, was we had a lake date, but that didn't happen here. We ended up filming, but that's okay because I have that flexibility to be able to do things. So again, follow your heart. And I want you guys to know, for those of you guys that don't know, I started my business with $5 to my name. Okay, it wasn't a legitimate business for a long time. But now it is, it's an LLC, it's licensed, it's a registered business. We do everything legally here. We pay taxes, all of it. You know what I mean? And so it doesn't matter what your starting point is. You don't need a business loan to succeed either. What I did was I would use the little tiny bit of money that I had, and then I would invest and I would make 3 candles, right? And then I would sell those 3 candles, and that would buy me enough wax to make 10 candles. And then that's how I started, really growing. It's always about the expansion here. So don't limit yourself to what you currently have, what your current credit score is, what your current reality is, because from this point forward, you have the opportunity to change it. And the power is literally in your hands, okay?
Invest in yourself, invest in the future.
Yes, yeah. All right, guys, we love ya. You're awesome here. Don't forget to keep up on that mosquito repellent, okay? I don't know why I did that. I always do something really awkward at the end. I don't know how to close things down, and I get really awkward, and I'm like, here, just hang up. Hang up on them. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It's like a phone call. You're like, yeah,
no, you
okay,
hang up
okay.
first. I love it. Anyways, I love you guys. You guys have been so great. I really hope that you guys find success the way that everyone has the opportunity to do so. Literally in your hands is like Palo Santo. Exactly. Hi, baby girl.
Dog's telling you. All right.
Yes,
it's
it's over. Calling it quits here. Anyways, I love you guys. You are thank you. Shh. You are limitless. You are multifaceted. Okay? You are omnipresent, omnipotent. This is your reality. You can change anything, and it's not going to change overnight. I've been working towards everything that I have for about 7 or 8 years, and I still haven't accomplished things that I would really like. Or maybe I just tell myself I haven't accomplished them, right? Whatever it may be to keep us, whatever our drive is, our own personal drive. So find your own personal drive, and don't let go of that. Keep feeling it, okay? All right, guys. We love you. And of course, anybody, again, do you want to give like your info? I don't know if there's like handles you want to give out. I know you're not like, hi. He doesn't have like a YouTube or anything. But
no, but my name's Wesley, and on any social media, my name's Tesly007.
Tesly007. I love it. Okay, so if anybody's looking to connect with him, send him any messages or anything of that sort, you're more than welcome to. His handle is at Tesly777.
No, 007.
Oh,
like
ADD,
James
bro.
Bond, right? 007.
007. Oh my God.
I'm the Tesla agent,
No,
but
I used
like
to play that
Tesla
game.
007.
I like it.
Kind of silly, whatever.
No,
I'm a
I like
Tesla
it.
nerd.
Yeah. I like it. It's perfect here. I used to play 007 though and hide in the bathroom and just like fucking rail the motherfuckers in the head. Poof, right through the bathroom stall. Anyways, I love you guys. Bye.